Hi all, this is Simona Rich, and in this video I would like to address quite a few topics, and I will start from telling you about my experience in living in this village in Lithuania, and also about my travels. So I lived here now for around 6 months, and the experience was very interesting. I didn't share everything that happened to me here because it was in the progress, and now I understand more about what I had to go through. It was an interesting experience because I never had these kinds of things happening to me before, and this is to do with me living completely alone. Because before, yes, I'm like a hermit. Usually I stay away from people, but even when I rented a house in India in semi-jungle, as I told many times before, I had to interact with people, like when I would go to buy something from shops, when I would go to restaurants and so forth. So it was never that I was completely alone. But in this place, I usually stayed completely alone because it's really cut off from everything. So especially now, as it's the time when nobody is here because it's not summer anymore, it's autumn. People just leave this place, this village, because most people, they purchase properties in such locations so that they would spend their summers here, but then they have to work. So they, if it's not summertime, they live in cities. So I spend a lot of time alone because almost no people are around, and shops are quite far. So I wouldn't, for example, go to shops every day, but just very occasionally, and I would stock up for many days when I do go to shops. So this made me spend a lot of time alone in nature, and it's very interesting what I learned from that, because I thought that I would be able to live completely on my own for the rest of my life, was I required to do so. But that's actually not the case, because my experience in living alone, as I told in India, wasn't like I was completely living alone. I was always, I would have to interact with people anyway. But this time there were many days without any interaction with people, and just completely in nature on my own. And this made me realize that after some time you have to interact with people. You cannot just go on always living on your own, because it's not healthy. It's not healthy for your mind. There must be always balance. And the same applies to people who always interact with others. You have to then again stay on your own to get your balance back. And also, if you're always alone, sometimes you have to stay with people to get your balance back. That's what I realized, that it's not healthy to be cut off from everyone for a long periods of time. It just doesn't feel well, and it's very difficult to explain how it feels, but it's like, you know, that it's not right, that you feel the time when you had enough of solitude, and now you have to start interacting with people again. So this was very interesting for me to learn. And what I also learned from staying on my own here is that I'm not able to live in one place for long periods of time, that I would always need to travel. So thankfully now I'm going to travel in a very short period of time. I'm going to Asia, I'm going to visit Dubai, I'm going to visit India, and I'm going to visit other Asian countries, and I look forward to it so much. I miss traveling so much. And again, since I'm studying astrology, my astrological chart shows exactly that three major areas of the chart shows my love for travel, especially long distance travel, and that large part of my life will be about that, though my luck lies in me being able to stay in one place, but I'm noticing that it's difficult for me to do so. 6 months was a big trial. I was fine after, like, for a few months I was completely fine with that. I really enjoyed staying in one place, you know. I really enjoyed the fact that I own my own home now, which I never did before. I was always on the move, so that was such a joyful experience. But then after some time I missed traveling so much. So the experience of living here alone for such a long period of time made me realize that it's good to have some place to stay when, again, I need stability, but I realized that I really am not able to live in one place for like forever or on a permanent basis. It's not possible. So of course I'm really happy that I bought this property, and it will always be a place for me to stay when I feel that I again need stability and solitude. But I also realized that there is a limit to how long I can stay in one place, and there is a limit to how long I can be completely on my own, and then again I need to stay with people and start traveling. And what I also thought of doing, and I actually thought of this idea even before the purchasing of this property, is that in the future, ideally I would like to make this place like a place where I can spend time with my readers, with those people who financially support me, who donate, who purchase my books, because they're the people because of whom I'm able to continue writing, to continue creating videos, because of their financial support. So to thank them, to thank all those readers who support me, I would ideally like to make this place more comfortable, to expand this house so that I would be able to host them in this village and just spend days talking about different subjects, maybe meditating, or just, you know, some people don't have a place where they can totally relax and be cut off from everything, cut off from their family and friends. Sometimes it's necessary for us to relax from the rest of the world, and you just want to spend time completely in nature, on your own, or just with a few people who understand you, like those who are into spirituality and so forth. So this is something that I keep thinking about, and of course I cannot promise anything definite, but ideally, if things go right, I would be able to make this place more comfortable, to expand this house, to make it bigger, maybe even build another property on this plot of land, because it's not small, it's kind of it's a little large, so there is even space to build another property here. And if things go right, then I would be able to have my readers, some of my readers, stay here. So this is an idea. If you think that it's a good one, do let me know in the comment section. That's something that I was thinking for quite a lot. And another thing that I would like to share with you is that since I missed India so much during my stay here, I've watched quite a few Bollywood movies, and I also I'm interested in the talent of India, and there are so many talented people here, many good actors, and I especially like, and probably you might know if you are a regular follower of me, that I posted quite a few quotes from Shah Rukh Khan, and I love that man for who he is. He is one of the most successful actors in the world, not in India only, but in the world. So many people know him, so many people love him, and he is different because people love him so much that they can literally go crazy in seeing him. They respect him so much, and when he gives interviews, everyone can learn a lot from this man. And of course, everyone has bad qualities and good qualities. There's no human being only with positive qualities. There will always be some negative qualities. So I'm not saying that that person is ideal. And of course, some of his habits, like smoking, is definitely something that you should never take on. But the advice sometimes that he gives and the person that he is, learning from him is so incredible. He taught me so many things just from watching his videos, his wisdom. Through watching his videos, I was able to learn so many things, and that's why at the moment you see me the way that I am. You noticed, of course, that I changed my style. I started wearing makeup, and the reason for that is that we live in an image-obsessed society, and people judge you from the way that you look. So the first time that they see you, if you look unconventional, if you don't look like what's expected of you, people will just not listen to your ideas. And for me, the spread of my ideas is very, very important to me. I want my ideas to reach many people, and although my natal chart shows that my ideas will become well known after my death, I actually would like to experience that during my life as well. So I think that if I look more mainstream, then people would be able to be more open to my ideas, because now I attract people who are already who know many spiritual things, and they are quite happy in life. But there are also people that I would like to reach, but I cannot, because there's an image barrier, so to speak. So if overcoming it means that I have to change my style, this is a very small sacrifice to make for my ideas to spread to more mainstream, to the people who are more mainstream, because I do want to change many lives and not a few. So that's what I learned from Shah Rukh Khan, that image is so important in this world, and it's so easy to underestimate it, and you think that your internal qualities shine through, but it's not the case. People the first time they see you, they look at your image, not they cannot go past that. And if they accept your image, then they will also be more receptive to your ideas. So that's what observing the way that Shah Rukh appears in interviews, and just from what he says, that's the advice that I took from him. And also he inspired me to exercise 1 hour a day, which is again very important, because as long as we live in this physical world, we have to keep our vehicles, the bodies, well. So although I got in really good shape when I moved to this village, because I had to do a lot of work here, and I got really fit, but when cold weather started, I became again more passive because I wasn't able to work outside. So watching his videos and finding out the fact that although he hates it, he exercises all the time on a regular basis, inspired me also to start exercising. And I feel so good. My mood is always most of the time really high, and exercise is just so important. It keeps the body healthy. So he again inspired me to change my life in a very positive way. And there was another thing that I was inspired by him. I think I wrote it down. Oh yeah, he also lives for the public. He lives to give, and this is such an inspiration. There was nobody with such presence on screen that he is. He is so intense. He gives his all. When he's on screen, he absolutely gives everything. Even he told in one interview, and maybe more, even in more interviews, that he doesn't love people, but he doesn't only love people, but he is love. He feels that he became love itself. How beautiful that is. He gave to the extent that he feels that he is love itself. And this is something that everyone should strive to reach, especially those people who have work to do with serving the public. Just to give your all, to try to, in whatever way you serve the public, whether to entertain them, to heal them, to inform them, just give your all. It's just so wonderful, and he's rewarded so much for that, because obviously he's financially very successful. People love him so much. People are so grateful, because that's again what I'm learning about the entertainment industry, that it's not, when you are into about those all kinds of conspiracy theories, and you think that everyone is, against you and so forth. But it's not always the case, because sometimes even mainstream entertainment doesn't have to be just its purpose is only control and make you buy something and so forth. But actually, in some people don't have any other joy but just to watch TV, and were they not entertained by those actors, their life would be total misery. So he, as an actor, as an entertainer, helps so many people to continue in their lives, not to get depressed, not to lose hope. And it's just so beautiful. So people working in entertainment industry can help people as much as people working in maybe they are doctors or they are writers, they're writing to change the world. But even actors, if they really try to serve public, they may contribute greatly to the happiness of the world. So that's what again I learned from watching Shahrukh perform, and just from the entertainment industry in general. And by that I mean Bollywood industry, movie industry, because that's the movies that I watch. I don't resonate with Hollywood movies. It's just I like Indian culture more, maybe because I got used to it so much living there for such a long time. And another thing that I would like to address is that I continue studying astrology. Thanks to archive.org, which I love, that website, I love it. I find so many good astrological books. So there are some days, and I think in English it's called Vedic number. So if the number of the day of the month is unfavorable, there are favorable numbers and unfavorable numbers. I prefer to, instead of publishing videos and doing something in public, I prefer just to study all day. And I found so many books on astrology to study, and I tried to memorize all the information that I gathered. So yes, when I interpret the chart, I know where to find information, but it's not all in my mind, because again, I'm in the process of studying astrology. I'm not an expert, but I know how to interpret the chart. I know most of the meanings of planet and star combinations, but of course I need references, and every astrologer uses references. But these days, for these few months, I was studying astrology intensely, and the more I study it, the more I have total faith in astrology. I love it so much. It shows everything about your life. I love it for the fact that it warns you what to be aware of, where you can be excellent at. Like, for example, if you don't know what occupation will be profitable, your birth chart will show it to you, or at least point to that area. It just shows your potentials. So I'm happy to have made the decision to study astrology more than other subjects. And I also study numerology and palmistry, but those I knew already in the past. So now I'm focusing much more on astrology. And as you probably know, I offer the service of interpreting your natal chart, and I already received so many positive reviews about my work, and I published some of the feedback on my website, so if you want, you can read it. I feel that this is definitely something that I might be doing for the rest of my life. Again, I cannot promise that, but the more I study it, the more excited I become about astrology. And just the fact that through me, stars are able to help people because I interpret what they mean in a chart. So I just feel that this is a great service to humanity, for them to become aware what their weaknesses are, what their strengths are, what occupation would make them happy and wealthy, what they have to be aware of in terms of their health, and just so many things you can find out from your birth chart. I love interpreting birth charts, so I'm very happy to have selected the study of astrology. And I say that, like in previous videos, I told that I don't think it's accidental. I think that stars themselves influenced me to study them, because I often go out at night, I look at them, I want to understand what they are. I actually directly ask sometimes in my mind what they are, what they represent, and this led me to the study of astrology. So I don't think this was accidental. So I'll continue doing that, and I really am looking forward to my travel in Asia. I want to travel so much. I missed traveling so much. So, and also there were some Indian people who contacted me about meeting me in India, and I'm now open to interaction with people. I no longer want to stay alone. I want to interact with people, especially my readers. So yeah, if you would like to meet me, let me know, and maybe we will agree on a place and we will be able to have a conversation. I cannot promise that I will do it with everyone, but you can contact me with regards to that. So I think that's all I wanted to address in this video. Thank you for watching. I love you all. God bless you all. Take care.